Clucking Nuts Homestead. So our 2023 king season has ended, and it was eventful, heartbreaking, very exciting. And if any of y'all have been like kind of watching it a little bit, you know that we lost Millie early on, and her little bucklings. It was heartbreaking. It really was a good, a really hard blow on us because we were really hoping to have more, and have two mamas. And then just about a week ago, Tilly blessed us with 3 beautiful little doelings. But in itself, it wasn't just a smooth delivery. It actually had its own trauma. So this one here, this is Miss Eclipse. She was the first one born, and I love her blue eyes. And she's completely black except for the white pole on her head, and then if you see across her nose and in her ears, she has frosting, just like her mama. Mommy has the same markings, but she also has a little bit of white here on her chest, little white spot, and she is such a beautiful little girl. And so she was born backwards. Like, it was just her back hooves coming out, and I had to end up helping Mom. I had to pull her out. And within, I'd say probably 5 minutes of Mama having her clean, she was ready to go. She was ready to conquer the world. She's ready. She's such a good little girl. And then next, we have this big girl. This is Gizmo. Yeah. I love her patterns. She has the beautiful spots right there and the brown. She's also got the black stripe like her daddy's got. Same white polled, frosting on the ears, across her nose. She wasn't too bad when she was born. She had her front hoof was turned back, so it was a little bit of a challenge, but once I got the hoof in place, she popped right up. She is one of our biggest girls. Miss Eclipse here was 3 pounds 7 ounces when she was born. Gizmo was 4 pounds 4 ounces. And after these 2 girls, we thought we were done. Tilly had a couple empty sacks. We're thinking, oh great, okay, she's done. She's not pushing anymore. She was actually up and cleaning these 2. I did what they call bump her. So you put your hands underneath her and you have to lift her up a little, and then you kind of let her stomach drop in your hands. I didn't feel anything, and I did that 2 or 3 times. We're thinking, okay, she's done. No more babies in there. She was already nursing these 2. And so we went ahead and got everything cleaned up. We gave Tilly a penicillin shot because since I had to go in and help deliver babies. We gave her a vitamin B shot to kind of help just give her a little strength. Gave her a boost of selenium, a boost of CMPK, which has calcium in it. Just all really good stuff to really give her a good boost. As well as I like to give my girls herbal tea. So they have, normally when they're pregnant, I will give them red raspberry leaf and nettle tea mixed with molasses. They get that averagely every day. And then after they deliver, they'll get it for at least the first 10 to 15 days, just depending on how the mom's doing. So we gave her all of that. We were in and out here a few times because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning by the time she was finally done. And we're like, okay, she's done. She had twins, went to bed. Got up the next morning, came out here to check on them and her, and she is laying on the ground, crying. She's pushing like she's active labor. And I was like, I knew something was wrong. I just didn't suspect that she had another one in there. So we called the vet, and the vet informed us that, oh, she just could be struggling with passing the placenta, but I've never had any of them do that. And as the minutes went on, she just kept screaming more and more and pushing harder and harder. And I knew something wasn't right. So I went in, I gloved up, you know, put on some, actually we had to use olive oil because I didn't have any of the lube left. Put that on my glove, went in. I went up to my wrist, didn't feel nothing. Went a little further in, still didn't feel nothing. And I was beginning to like wonder what was going on. You know, because she's screaming louder, obviously. And went a little further in, and that's when I found a baby. In fact, it was this little girl right here. She was folded in half, way up in the front. Mama could not have been able to deliver her at all. I don't know why or how she got stuck. She was actually behind the placenta somehow. I don't know how she even managed to do that one. Pulled her out. I did not even suspect she was even alive because she was, you know, at first glance, she looked dead. And started kind of at least cleaning her up a little bit, and that's when she started actually moving, and I was like, oh crap, she's still alive. So I got her cleaned up. Mama wanted nothing to do with her. Would not clean her, nothing. I figure it was just because Tilly was so exhausted. So I took her in, got her all cleaned up, and we had to come out and milk Mama and tube feed this little girl. She was extremely weak, and I honestly did not expect her to make it the first 24 hours. But here she is, almost a week old. It's our little miracle. She is a darker brown. You can't really see it, but she kind of has a little bit of a black stripe. But she has that same white pulled top, the spots on her, the frosting on her ears and her nose. And then she has a tiny little white spot on her side, and then she's got a few kind of speckled on her belly. She was 3 pounds when she was born. She's a little bitty girl compared to her sisters even now. But she's a very good sweetie. It took us some time to get her on the bottle, and now she's a champ at it. We decided to go ahead and pull all the girls and bottle feed everyone. Mostly because this little stinker right here was getting all the milk. She was eating more than even our bigger girl, and our bigger girl, Gizmo, started looking a little drawn in and not so good. And instead of having to just leave them on Mommy and supplement, you know, we were just like, okay, we're just gonna pull the babies, milk Mommy, and bottle feed. And we realized after milking Tilly, you know, morning and night, that she's not producing enough for these 3 at all. So we are still having to supplement with whole cow's milk. We buy some that is non-homogenized. I would prefer if we could get a hold of some raw, but right now we're doing that. So right now they are on 4 ounces at 5 times a day. This little girl right here doesn't get as much as her bigger sisters because she's tinier. Come here, Gizmo. Come here. Eclipse. They don't want your pictures out there now. But they are doing so well, and you know, like I said, this ends our 2023. Oh my goodness, she totally turned the camera off. So this ends our 2023 kidding season. We will be breeding Jewel this fall, so she will be kidding next year. These 3 girls will be ready to breed next year. We're hoping to breed these 3 girls to our little buck 8-ball. Really excited to see what they have. Tilly will probably be breeding her about the same time we breed these girls. So Tilly and her girls will be dropping babies at the same time frame. And then Jewel should be, you know, about early to mid-spring. So You know, you just continue to follow us and see how these little girls grow and how big that they end up getting and all their little funny, cute little antics that they do. And we hope y'all follow us and stay tuned for more videos.